Estimada señora Begués, estimada presidenta Roy, estimada vicepresidenta del Comité de Naciones, Mercedes Bresso, señoras y
Mrs. Bresso,
señores.
Vice President of the Committee of the Regions, ladies and gentlemen, nearly 120 million Europeans, including 25 million children, live on the cusp of poverty and social exclusion. 40 million are currently in a desperate need, a material need. 1 in every 10 Europeans live in a household in which every single member is currently unemployed, and there are estimates that 4 million people are homeless. These numbers are alarming, and they mean that we need to bring forth immediate action at all levels of government. Considering that Europe is the richest continent in the world, we cannot accept the fact that 1 in every 4 citizens lives in a situation of poverty and social exclusion. What's more, the threat of poverty is not sustainable economically, socially, or politically speaking. Childhood poverty and the legacy of poverty are things that will have a lasting effect on the future in a permanent and marked way for certain segments of the population. What's more, it contravenes the fundamental values of the European Union. We cannot permit our citizens to be left aside on the side of the road. We must avoid a situation in which there is fatigue or social conflict. For this, we will need ambitious and clear policies in the area of social investment. That must be a key priority. Therefore, we must bring forward major investment in the area of early childhood assistance. We need to ensure that our systems, our social protection systems, can better protect people who find themselves in a situation of difficulty and aid them in developing skills, and also improve their possibility to participate in society and in the labor market. Now, it is true that assistance to in early childhood and good quality early childhood education are extremely important for developing social and linguistic and cognitive skills, and that these are necessary for continued learning. Investment and early childhood assistance lay the foundations for the future in terms of human capital. Investment will have positive fallout on school, training, and long lifetime learning. Investment is also important for knowledge-based economy and for future competitiveness. Now, in order for the European Union's efforts to be credible, we will need to reduce poverty, and for this, future funding in cohesion policy must set aside a part for the fight against poverty and social exclusion. And I also agree with the Commissioner Ander, who said earlier this month that in terms of macroeconomic coordination and monitoring within the European Monetary Union, we will need to include social indicators in the assessment process of progress. We could not just factor in economic and financial indicators. Now, in order to meet our objectives, we will also need to be sure that all levels of government are contributing for a sustainable public finance system. And we need to be able to bring them the necessary needs that they will need to do that. Now, we have seen a number of studies and good practices today, and we have seen in those presentations that regions and cities are extremely important in the fight against poverty and social exclusion. In the Committee of the Regions, we support the European Parliament and the Commission in all of their efforts to raise awareness and initiate legislation, build capacity for the purposes of designing and implementing political initiatives in the fight against poverty and social exclusion. We have many experiences that have been obtained at local level that can be brought forth. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference has been extremely important in defining our contribution to the fight against poverty within the European Union. Our views will be included in the midterm review of the Europe 2020 strategy that we will publish on the occasion of the 6th summit European Summit of Regions and Cities that will be held in Athens on the 6th and 7th of March 2014. Allow me to thank our colleagues from the European Union institutions for their contribution, and also to the associations and researchers who have come here today to share their experience. And I should like to thank you all for your contribution